You know that feeling? You've got this amazing startup idea, something you know can make a difference, but crickets. Getting noticed feels like shouting into the void, especially when you're running on fumes, budget-wise.
Yeah, it's a classic startup struggle. Visibility is everything, but how do you get it without a massive marketing department?
Exactly. And that's what we're really diving into today. How startups can leverage social media, not just to, be there, but to actually drive rapid, meaningful growth.
Uh-huh. It's about being smart and strategic, not just busy.
Right. And hey, if you're starting out and looking for that initial leg up, that bit of momentum for your profiles while you get these strategies rolling, you might want to check out a resource like rapidboost.net. Could give you a helpful start.
Good point. Sometimes that initial traction makes a big difference psychologically, too.
It really can. So, okay, forget the slow, painful crawl. Our mission here is to give you actionable, data-driven ways to cut through all that online noise and build some real momentum.
And social media does offer some unique advantages for startups, doesn't it?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Like building an audience fast, getting instant feedback on ideas, being able to test things quickly.
And doing it all without necessarily breaking the bank, which is key.
Absolutely key. Okay, so let's get into it. Where do we even begin? Strategy one seems foundational.
It really is. Before you even think about a single post, you need to nail down who you are. It's about crystallizing your brand's identity.
So, like, what's the core message? What do you stand for?
Exactly. What are your values? And what's that unique voice going to be? Think about Airbnb. Their whole belonging anywhere thing wasn't just a catchy phrase.
Right, it informed everything. It was their guiding principle.
Precisely. It gave them that magnetic quality.
And it's not just words, is it? The visual side matters just as much. Your logo, colors, fonts.
Oh, absolutely. That visual identity creates an immediate feeling. Think about Canva, actually. Even early on, their visual branding was so consistent and strong. It made them look polished and trustworthy right from the start.
Yeah, you instantly knew it was them. That consistency builds recognition.
It builds trust, too. And, don't bury your origin story. People connect with stories, with authenticity.
So turn that why you started this thing into content.
Yes. Posts, your bio, maybe short videos, even live streams. What problem drove you? What was that light bulb moment? Share it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It builds an emotional connection, gets people invested beyond just the product.
Definitely.
Okay, so step one, know thyself, basically. Brand DNA sorted. Now what? Where do you actually, post this stuff? Strategy two is about platform selection.
Ah, yes. The temptation to be everywhere.
Right. It feels like you should be on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything.
But that's usually a mistake, especially for startups. You spread yourself way too thin.
So focus is key.
Focus is absolutely key. You need to figure out where your ideal customers actually spend their time online. Are you building a mobile game for Gen Z?
Then TikTok and Instagram probably make sense.
Right, but if you're a B2B sauce company selling to businesses...
LinkedIn and maybe Twitter would be the places to be.
Exactly. It's about choosing the right channels for your audience. Be strategic.
Okay, but how do you figure that out? Besides just guessing, you mentioned looking at competitors.
Yeah, doing a bit of competitive analysis is smart. Tools like Social Blade, Sprout Social, BuzzSumo can help here.
What are you looking for exactly? Just follower counts?
No, not just followers. Look deeper. What kind of content gets engagement for them? Which platforms seem to be their strongest? Where are they getting real interaction?
So learn from what's working and maybe what's not for others in your space.
Precisely. It's not about copying them blindly, but understanding the landscape, seeing what resonates.
Got it. Gather intel. And then the big takeaway is pick just a few.
Yeah, commit fully to maybe 1 to 3 platforms where you know your audience is active. Pour your energy into creating regular, high-quality content there.
Like Buffer did early on.
Exactly like Buffer.
Yeah.
They focused heavily on Twitter and a couple of other spots, delivered immense value consistently, and built a really loyal following that way. Quality over quantity, especially platform quantity.
Okay, makes sense. Know who you are, know where to hang out.
Yeah.
Now, the actual posts. How do you make them, work? Strategy 3, engineering for explosive engagement. Sounds intense.
Maybe a little. But it's really about being intentional. Don't just post random stuff. Use content frameworks.
Frameworks, like templates.
Sort of. Things like categories of posts that work, how-to guides, practical tips, things that offer genuine value.
Okay.
Behind-the-scenes content is great for humanizing your brand. People love seeing the real stuff.
Yeah, it makes it feel less corporate.
Totally. And sometimes taking a thoughtful, maybe slightly controversial take on something in your industry can spark really good discussion.
Ooh, interesting. Handle with care, though, right?
Oh, definitely.
Like,
Needs to be well reasoned. And don't forget user-generated content, UGC.
getting your customers to create content for you.
Exactly. It's powerful social proof. Think Glossier, their Instagram is full of real customers.
It feels authentic, like a community. What about video? Seems huge now.
Video is massive. The algorithms generally love native video and stories. HubSpot's data consistently shows video gets way more views and engagement.
So lean into video, like demos.
Demos are great. Look at Notion or Figma. They use short, snappy videos to show off features really effectively. It makes complex stuff easy to grasp.
Seeing is believing, I guess.
Yeah.
You also mentioned micro calls to action, CTAs. What are those beyond just link in bio?
Well, even link in bio is one, but think smaller encouragements within the post itself. Ask a direct question. Tag a friend who needs this.
Yeah.
Or even simpler things like double tap if you agree, or share your thoughts in the comments. Just little nudges to interact.
So making it super easy for people to engage, which tells the algorithm your post is relevant.
Exactly. Lowers the barrier to entry for engagement.
Smart. Okay, so we're creating engaging posts. How do we build buzz around the big moments, like a launch? Strategy 4, building hype.
This is all about creating anticipation. Don't just drop a product announcement out of the blue.
Tease it.
Yes. Start weeks before. Sneak peeks, behind the scenes of the development, highlight the key benefits people can expect. Build that excitement. Remember Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, the invite-only thing. Genius FOMO creation.
Textbook hype building. It made people desperate to get in.
And giveaways. They seem like a quick way to get attention.
They could be really effective, yeah. Strategic giveaways. Make the entry requirements things that boost your visibility, likes, comments, tags, shares.
Like Caseify does on Instagram.
Exactly. They run those really well. Just make sure the prize is something your target audience actually wants. Relevance is key.
Good point. Don't give away an iPad if you sell accounting software.
Probably not the best fit, no. And use countdowns. Only 3 days left.
Or celebrate milestones, hitting 1,000 users, 500 email signups.
Creates that fear of missing out, keeps people tuned in.
Precisely. Gamifies it a bit.
Okay, momentum is building. Now, how do we amplify things beyond our own channels? Strategy 5, influencers and collaborations.
Right. Influencer marketing. But for startups, especially on a budget, think micro-influencers. People with smaller, maybe 1,000 to 30,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly. They often have much more engaged niche audiences. Their recommendations can feel more authentic.
Like Freshly working with health influencers.
Perfect example. They partnered with people who genuinely fit their brand and whose audience trusted them. Higher ROI often comes from those micro connections.
Makes sense. More targeted.
Yeah.
How do you structure those collaborations?
Think win-win. Offer them exclusive early access, maybe a unique discount code for their followers, perhaps even a commission on sales they drive.
So making it worth their while.
Absolutely. And look beyond individual influencers. Think about co-creating content with other startups or creators who serve a similar audience but aren't direct competitors.
Like a joint webinar or a content swap.
Exactly. Loom did this really well early on. Doing webinars with leaders in the remote workspace doubles your reach, builds credibility.
Smart partnerships.
Yeah.
Okay, organic is great, but sometimes you need a paid push. Strategy 6. Social ads and retargeting. This feels like where startups get nervous about cost.
Understandably. But you don't need a huge budget to start effectively. The key is being smart and targeted.
How so?
Start small. And definitely look at retargeting first, showing ads specifically to people who've already visited your website or engaged with your content.
Oh, the warm leads. They already know you exist.
Right. It's usually much more cost-effective. Monday.com had great success with small, super targeted video ads hitting specific user pain points.
Okay, retargeting first, and then testing. You mentioned A/B testing.
Crucial. Don't just set an ad and forget it. Test different images, different headlines, different audiences, different calls to action. See what actually works.
Like Dollar Shave Club constantly tweaking their ads.
Exactly. They were masters of iterative testing. Learn from the data.
And speaking of data, what should we actually track? It's not just likes, right?
Definitely not just likes. Focus on metrics that tie back to business goals. Click-through rate, CTR, conversion rate, did they actually sign up or buy? Customer acquisition cost, base, how much did it cost to get that customer? And return on ad spend, ROAS, are you making more than you're spending?
Those sound much more meaningful than just vanity metrics.
They are. They tell you if the ads are actually contributing to growth.
Right. Okay, so we've got ads running smartly. How do we turn engagement into loyalty? Strategy 7, activate your community.
This is huge. It's about turning followers into fans and fans into advocates. Encourage that user-generated content we talked about.
Like GoPro, their whole brand feels built on user videos.
Prime example, ask your customers to share how they use your product. Maybe run contests for the best submissions.
And ambassador programs.
Yeah.
Like Gymshark did.
Yeah, identify your super fans, your most enthusiastic users, and empower them. Give them perks, early access, maybe a special title, and encourage them to spread the word.
That authentic word of mouth is gold.
It really is. And actively showcase customer success stories. Feature case studies, testimonials, positive reviews.
Build that trust and show real-world results.
Exactly. It's incredibly powerful for persuading potential customers who are on the fence.
Makes total sense. Okay, we're building this community, getting advocates. How do we optimize when and how our message lands? Strategy 8, data, timing, and trends.
Right. Use the analytics. Most platforms tell you when your specific audience is most active online.
So post then.
Post then. It dramatically increases the chance your content gets seen organically. Don't just post whenever you feel like it.
Use the data. What about trends? Jumping on viral stuff.
Can be effective, but tread carefully. It needs to feel authentic to your brand voice and relevant to your audience. Don't just force it.
Like Wendy's on Twitter, witty, fits their brand. Or Duolingo on TikTok.
Perfect examples. They found ways to participate that felt natural and fun for them. Can't feel like dad trying to use slang.
Ah, good point. And underpinning all this is keep watching the numbers.
Constantly. Monitor your analytics. See what types of posts get the best engagement, what times work best, which platforms are driving results. Then iterate. Double down on what works, tweak or ditch what doesn't.
Treat it like an ongoing experiment.
Exactly.
All right, this is great tactical stuff.
Yeah.
But what about the human side? Strategy 9, nurture real connections.
Ah, yes. Crucial. This goes beyond just scheduling posts. It's about genuine interaction.
So actually replying to comments and DMs.
Yes, and quickly. People appreciate responsiveness. Studies show it directly impacts customer satisfaction. Make it a priority. Don't let comments just sit there.
Show you're listening.
And actively spotlight your community. Give shout-outs to early users. Feature engaged fans. Reply thoughtfully. Make people feel seen and valued.
That personal touch builds incredible loyalty, doesn't it?
It really does. And consider hosting live Q&As or Ask Me Anything sessions.
Like Calendly did early on, solving problems live.
Yeah. It's transparent, builds trust, establishes your expertise, and creates that direct connection.
Love that. Okay, final stretch. We're engaging personally, building community. But how do we manage all this as we grow? Strategy 10, scaling with automation and tools.
Right, because you can't manually do everything forever. Tools for scheduling posts like Buffer, Hootsuite, Later are lifesavers for consistency.
So automate the scheduling part.
Yes, but, and this is important, don't over-automate the interaction. You still need that human touch for replies and engagement. Find the balance.
Okay, automation for efficiency, humans for connection. What about social CRM? What is that?
Think of tools like HubSpot's social features, Salesforce Social Studio, or Sprout Social. They help you manage all your social interactions in one place.
How does that help a startup?
It lets you track conversations, see who's engaging, segment your audience based on their social activity, and even tie that social data back to your main customer records. It helps you personalize outreach at scale.
So a more organized, holistic view of social interactions.
Exactly. And chatbots can handle very basic, repetitive questions, but always have an easy way for someone to reach a real person if needed.
Don't trap people in chatbot loops.
Please don't. So yeah, automation helps manage the load. Social CRM helps manage the relationships intelligently.
Wow, okay. These 10 strategies, from brand identity all the way to scaling with tools, really cover a lot of ground. It feels like a solid toolkit.
It really is. If startups can strategically implement even a few of these, focusing on the ones most relevant to them, they can definitely harness social media for significant growth.
Absolutely. So if you're listening, think about your startup, your audience. Which one or two of these strategies could you start putting into practice, maybe even this week?
And just a final thought to leave you with. While getting those initial follower bumps or having a post go viral feels great, real sustainable growth comes from building genuine connections. It's about community.
Hmm.
So ask yourself, beyond just chasing likes and follows, what's one maybe unconventional thing you could do to foster deeper, more meaningful engagement with your audience? Something to think about.